Welcome to today's TikTok, and we're also for Friday on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, I normally just do Facebook and YouTube on. We don't normally do Facebook, YouTube, Mondays and Thursdays, but as I didn't do a live last night, so you only got one Facebook, YouTube. I thought I'd jump on Facebook and YouTube this morning. Let me get my chat box up on the old Facebook and YouTube. How are we all? Are we all good? Sorry, yes, this is the second live in the new office. It is a bit echoey. If you didn't come on yesterday, it is a little bit echoey because I don't have loads of furniture in here at the moment. But hopefully within the next week, I'm going to get some extra bits and pieces in here. I'm also thinking about ordering some acoustic tiles that will go on the walls here, because I'm not going to have loads of furniture in here. I'm going to keep it quite minimalist, as it were. So I might get some acoustic tiles that will run down the side here that will go on the wall here, and they should absorb some of the echoiness. I've also not got my Wi-Fi booster either, so it might lag a little bit. The desktop seems all right, but on my phone, the signal is jumping a little bit. It says it's all right on TikTok, but it might lag a little bit. So if it does, you'll have to forgive me, but I've got a brand new Wi-Fi booster coming today, which I will get hopefully set up and sorted for next week. Anyway, let's do the top 5 this morning on TikTok. Faye's in at number 1, Adam's in at number 2, Michael's in at number 3, Amy's in at number 4, and Julie's in at number 5. Thank you very much, guys, for jumping straight on the live and coming and saying hello. It is Fri-Weigh. We call it Fri-Weigh. Why is it Fri-Weigh? Because it is, it's check-in day for a good chunk of my clients. This Friday is what I call manic check-in day. So I have certain clients that check in my clients check in every 2 weeks. So certain ones check in one Friday. It's just the way it's fallen. Just the way it has fallen. But this Friday has become manic check-in day, just mega busy, just a really busy. If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, I have figured out how to put a logo up, as it were, in the corner. So it's not quite as bare, but I am in the midst of getting a big Facebook logo getting stared at. If anyone, I know you can't see this on Facebook or YouTube, but this is what I have now. I just have dogs staring at me. Like, what are you doing in there, Dad? Anyway, that's Betty having a look over, seeing what's going on. So I am in the midst of getting a biggish logo, like a meter round logo. I'll just need to figure out where to put it, so when I'm on the live, it can be sort of displayed in the live, as it were. But I only want it just to sort of go behind here, so it's not as blank or bare, as it were. Anyway, that'll be getting sorted again next week, hopefully. Let's say good morning to everyone else. Karen H, good morning. Claire, good morning. Dodgy's in, morning, mate. Hannah, good morning. Karen G, good morning. Steph, good morning. Michael B, been a great weight loss week in our household. £2 for the wife and £6 here. Michael, it's great to hear, mate. Like to hear that. Lovely. Kelly C, good morning. Jill, hi, hello. Looks different here in your new office. How's it coming along with all the work? Yeah, it's all. The office is kind of done, really. I want to get some bits into neaten up. Like this corner's a bit unneat, and there's a bit of where I've done these grey walls, because the rest of it's kind of white. But I'm going to get some like COVID or architrave to sort of neaten it all up. And like I say, I just want a few bits in. I've got like a little mini filing cabinet coming today, which will go at the end of my office, at the end of my desk here where I'm sat. It might go under I'm not going to put it under my desk because I like a bit of space to stretch out. So it's going to go at the side. I've got a 2-seater settee that's currently in Rachel's office. And she was like, oh, I want that in your new office, so I've got more space in my office. And I'm like, And now she's backtracking a little bit because when she's in her office, the dogs sleep on it. But anyway, I want that in here because, again, that'll absorb some of the sound. The dartboard is up. That went up yesterday. That came yesterday. So we've got the dartboard up. So that's a good way to... I always say this, when you're doing something monotonous, like sat at a desk for hours on end working, when you're doing something monotonous, sat at a desk for hours on end working, you need things to break it up. So how am I going to break it up? With a couple of legs and darts. That's it. Also, I've kind of set this office up because it's in our back garden. I've kind of got it there. If I have a couple of mates come round, they want to watch the footy. Not that Rachel doesn't mind. Rachel's actually got into the football a little bit actually since Christmas. She tends to come and watch a few of the games and stuff like that. But certainly if Rachel wants to watch anything in the house, we can just come in here, bit of a man cave, as it were. Or ladies' cave. It doesn't. I'm not. It's not like men only. But you know what I mean. Betty's now staring at me. She's been let out into the garden. She wants to come in here and see me, but I'm not letting her in because she'll want to go out straight away. Anyway, good afternoon, boss. How are you, Jess? I'm really good. Thank you very much. 1.5 kilograms till I'm in the 130s. Brilliant, Stefan. Keep it up. Love to hear it. Right, let me scan down. Do you know what? I've built this new office, spent a fortune on it, so I don't get disturbed by the dogs barking. And while I'm on the live, Rachel lets me out in the garden, and now they're barking. Brilliant. Anyway, there we go. You have the same carpet as me. The carpet is literally, it's a work grade. I had this put down when I had the gym built. It's basically like a work grade, hard wearing, carpet that you get in like warehouses and stuff like that. I might actually, because it's a bit knackered really, it's got a good few stains. I've tried to clean it and stuff like that, but like I say, it was down when it was a gym and then all the guys have done the work on it. I've cleaned it, it's come up all right, but, it's just like a wire carpet really. Though I might get a new flooring put in. Don't know what. I wouldn't mind LVT going down, but that's really expensive. It costs about 600 quid to have it in here. I have actually got rubber flooring outside that I had down when I had it as a gym. I was tempted to put that back into place, but I've got a door in here. It'll catch on that. So anyway, there we go. That's the history of my flooring. Anyway, maybe use a carpet cleaning machine. Yeah, no, I used one. I've got one. We've got a really good Vax one. And it came up. If you saw the carpet I've done before and afters. But it's just got like, from when it was a gym, it's got like some of the equipment that rusted slightly. That's leaked onto the carpet stain. That's not covered up. And then from the guys doing some of the plastic work that they've put on, there's bits of glue on it that are stuck to it and stuff like that. And like I say, it's got no tread on the carpet. It's like an industrial work carpet sort of thing. So it is what it is. I'm not too bothered about it because it is just an office, but I might look at some point and get a new flooring down. I haven't quite decided yet. Have I missed the room tour? It's not really a tour, to be honest with you. I can't really show you guys on Facebook or YouTube, but on if you want to see on TikTok, so this is my desk. Right, this is my desk, and then a 2-seater settee is going to be going in this bit here, and then that's out onto my garden, and then that's a door that takes it into basically a storeroom. I've got a TV on the wall. I need to sort the wires out and tuck them up nice and neat. I've just got a random chair there. And I've got no other chairs in here. And then I've got my dartboard on the wall. And I've got these. This is amazing, by the way. So I was unsure about what to do about heating in here because I wasn't going to get like a radiator, central heating pipes in here. I bought this off Appliances Direct. It was 75 quid delivered. That was on sale in January. And it's basically a glass electric radiator, but it's Wi-Fi. So like literally I can be, obviously because we're in an office, it is wall mountable. I am going to mount it on the wall at some point, so it just looks like a normal radiator. I've just got it on a stand at the moment. But yeah, it's Wi-Fi. So I can literally be in the house and I can either operate it from the app on my phone or it's connected to Alexa. So I can just tell, if I want to tell Alexa to turn the office heater on, which I did this morning, which was good because I was awake at 6:20 this morning. I came in here at 6:45. But as soon as I woke up, I went, Alexa, turn on office heater, temperature 18 degrees. And when I come in here, it was nice and toasty warm. So, but if you've got, some people now have converted the garages into outside bars or something, but you haven't got that glass rate. And don't get me wrong, the amount of insulation I've got in here anyway. But when I first come in here, it's been about 7 degrees. 7-8 degrees, and it literally heats up to what's it at the moment, 14, and it's lovely and toasty. So anyway, I highly recommend them. Like I say, 70, I think it was 75 quid delivered. That was on sale. Rachel's in morning. Right, let me. So I know, mate, go to home base. They have closing down sale. I'm getting LVT. Yeah, do you know what? To be honest with you, we've got LVT in the living room, and one of my ex-clients, and he's a mate of mine, to be fair now, owns a carpet shop, and he did me a right deal on it. But it's just, I don't think the LVT itself is it. It's the screed that you have to put down. Now, this is a concrete floor, but it has to be level. So they have to I can't remember what they did in the living room. They basically have to put down like a level floor, and then they put your LVT on top of it. It's Ace stuff though. It's Ace stuff. Is LVT. It's got like 30-year warranty on it. It's brilliant. I might go and have a look though, Stefan. Cheers for that. Right, let me go down. In a calorie deficit, you start to exercise now, not losing any weight. Any advice, please? All right, you're not losing weight because you're exercising. Loads of people do this. Why do people start exercising? So I don't know if you were losing weight, Hannah, by the way. I'm calling you Hannah because your name's Han J, so I'm assuming it's a Hannah. Anyway, Han J, I'll say, just in case it's not. Han J, so a lot of people, were you losing weight and then you've started exercising and now you've stopped losing weight? Or were you not losing weight and you started exercising thinking that'd kick your weight loss in and you're still not losing weight? Okay, let's do that last scenario. So I've started on a weight loss journey in January. I've gone into a calorie deficit and I wasn't losing weight. So now I've started exercising and I'm still not losing weight. You're not in a calorie deficit. Dead simple, right? Really, really simple. So yeah, you're not in a calorie deficit. And you might think you are, right? The calories that you have set yourself might actually be a calorie deficit, but you're not sticking to them. So either your calories are wrong or you're not sticking to your calories. Now, common scenario, let's say you were losing, you got into a calorie deficit, first couple of weeks of January, lost a few pounds, happy as Larry, everything's good. Now you've added going to the gym in, and now you've stopped losing weight. Why? Is that because you started exercising? Yes and no, right? So it's not the exercise that causes fat loss to stop. What can happen is, you could either be at the point of January or in the new year where your weight loss is just slipping. Right, a lot of people, motivation tie after Christmas. I've drunk the world, I've drunk enough Baileys to sink a battleship, eaten enough Pringles to keep the Pringle owners very, very happy till next Christmas. And, everything's all good. When we get to the end of January and you might have lost all your Christmas weight or you're coming to the end of dry January, there'll be a lot of people going out drinking tomorrow if you've done dry January because it's the 31st today. So if you have done dry Jan, well done, ticked all the boxes, and people are going out tomorrow. And it can just be at this point where motivation starts to wane a little bit. So it might be nothing to do with exercise, it's just that everything's slipping, right? What also can happen when we start doing regular exercise, we put so much emphasis on exercise and weight loss, that people, when they start exercising, they start being less accountable or accurate with their diet. Because they're like, I'm doing exercise now, I can eat a lot more. And I don't need to track as accurately. I don't need to do this. I don't even need to track calories. I've known loads of people that do that. They start tracking calories, doing really good on their weight loss journey. And then they start improving the movement, start going to the gym, and they're like, you've been going to the gym 6 weeks, not lost any weight. I'm like, still tracking your calories? Nah, stop doing that. When I'm enjoying the gym, I exercise now, and exercise automatically causes weight loss. No, it doesn't. The only thing exercise does when it comes to weight loss, fat loss, is it burns a few calories. That's it. That's all it does. It burns a few calories. And yeah, so basically, calories are always number one. Just make sure you're being as accountable and as accurate with your calories, and make sure your calorie deficit's right, whether you're exercising or not. Yeah. Can I ask your view on Huel, as I've seen about your liquid calories comment? Yeah, so I did a little video yesterday. I did a video about maybe 6 weeks ago, just before Christmas, saying, a big tip or something that I changed massively when I started my weight loss journey was I really limit the amount of calories I take in from liquids. When I was 37 stone, I used to drink 3 or 4 pints of full fat rice. I used to drink a lot of fluids at 30 odd stone, but I used to drink a lot of full fat Ribena. I used to drink a pint or two of milk a day. I used to drink milk like it was going out fast. I love milk. I would do it now. I would drink a pint or two of milk a day. I love milk. Actually, milk's really good for hydration. But when I started my weight loss journey, I do find that unless it is something like a protein shake, liquids don't really, they don't have a filling effect. So there's no point wasting calories on them. And it might seem really obvious, but it's not for some people, So, I've gone from probably, at 37 stone, consuming 1,000 calories a day in liquids, to hardly consume it. Like, I won't consume any calories today in liquids. I mainly drink water. I will have the odd can of sugar-free pop. Look, sugar-free pop is 1, 2, maybe 3 calories. I'll also have a Monster Energy today going to the gym. 10, 12 calories. I don't class that as, I'm talking about full fat drinks. I don't drink tea or coffee. That's nothing to do with weight loss. I've just never drunk tea or coffee. So a lot of people, like Rachel, she has a coffee. She likes a milky coffee. So she'll do a cup and it'll have 100 plus mils of milk in. You tend not to have that much milk in tea, but coffees can be quite calorific. If you're someone that loves your Coca Waka Mocha Choco on the way to work from Starbucks or Costa, again, even if you get yourself a skinny vanilla latte, you're still going to be talking 100 calories or something like that. So, yeah, I just really limit my calories. Now, one thing I don't include in that is protein shakes. And yes, they're a liquid. Yes, you might class them as a drink, but I don't class soup as a drink, right? Does that kind of... Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to eat a protein shake with a spoon, just like it's very rare I would drink soup out of a mug, unless you're having a cup of soup, I suppose. But again, there's always got to be a little bit of like context in there somewhere. So, if I have a bowl of Heinz tomato soup, it is a liquid, but I do class it as a food. And I class protein shakes as a food. So I'm not really having loads of protein shakes at the moment. I do have whey protein powder every day, but I tend to have it in my yogurt or my porridge more than anything. I tend not to be, because I'm not really in a muscle building. I only really regularly take protein shakes. I eat a lot of protein anyway, whether I'm having a protein shake or not. If my intention or my main goal is to really build muscle, which I'm probably going to move into that in March, then I will add a protein shake, and I'll up my calories a little bit probably. I've been doing 2,600 calories a day at the moment, or I will sacrifice some carbs that I eat on a day. I eat carbs with every meal, but I will reduce my carb intake a little bit, so it lowers my calories down to allow me to include a protein shake into my regular diet. Huel, yeah, I'd class Huel as, look, I'm not a big fan of things like meal replacements and Huel and stuff like that. It's not the fact that I don't think they could be beneficial for certain people. I don't like the mindset around them. I don't like that terminology, meal replacement. It's got very sort of, it brings me back to like the slim fast shake diets and stuff like that. And a lot of people get into this shake diet mentality. I can't eat, I can't lose weight unless, eating meals. I've got to have meal replacements. I don't really like that, right? I'm just not a fan of the whole sort of theories behind them, really. I just think, and maybe it's my own sort of not negative mindset, I suppose. I mean, you might call it negative mindset around them. But yeah, I've done slim fast shakes before, and they're flipping horrible, right? There is, but I've never tried Huel. If I'm being totally honest with you, I have no idea if it tastes nice. I always watch the overlap on YouTube, and I know Gary Neville pushes it like mad, but that's because it's the sponsor for the show, so I kind of get that. And he generally, so he says he takes it and stuff, and it wouldn't surprise me, if you're busy on the go and you instead of having for whatever reason you decide to have a bottle of Huel for your dinner. When Huel first come out, it was like astronaut food. It was like little powdered packets and stuff. I assume they still do those. I have no idea, but now it seems to be moving to these more kind of complete shakes sort of thing. Would I count the calories of those? 100%. 100% I would. Would I recommend him? Like I say, it's just a mindset. As long as you go into it understanding exactly what they are, if that makes sense. Jen, good morning. Fair comments, cheers, reviews. David, not a problem at all. But, I do get, this is the thing about eating and weight loss and dieting. And a lot of people struggle with this. I hate the time excuse. I used to make it myself all the time. I used to use the excuse of time. Yeah, all the time. It was, I haven't got time to do this. I've got time to do that. And don't get me wrong, for the ways a lot of people coach fat loss, weight loss, I get why people might use that excuse. The way I coach fat loss, weight loss, no one can use the excuse of time. I don't ask my clients to do 2-hour walks every day. I don't ask my clients to, cook stupidly complicated meals. I don't expect them to eat clean 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, however it's called. And I know some coaches who do that. That's not my philosophies. I coach out a real, I am called the real lost boss. And the notion behind that is, I've really been on my own weight loss journey. So I give real advice from my own real experience of weight loss, fat loss, because I've lost 250 pounds. But I also want to coach in the real world. And a lot of people don't understand that. There's always going to be, I've got mates that are just so programmed in to their health, their fitness, and it is their life, it's their dedication, and they will, they might have what they might call a cheat meal once a week. And to them, that's how it feels, but they've got no issues around food, rather than actually, what they class as being more beneficial to their life is having a six-pack or how they look, rather than actually, in essence, being happy. Because I'll be honest with you, all these people that promote these crazy diets and just eat this and just eat that and you'll have the most, they never look happy. They never, and I'm not saying you should always, food should be the main source of your happiness, but life should be. You should be enjoying life. And, even though they're so programmed into just eating the chicken, the rice, the broccoli, the boiled sweet potatoes, the grilled cod, lots of different fruits and nutrition. Yeah, I'm not talking about crazy diets like the carnivore diet or anything like that. They seem so miserable. Like they just see, and maybe it's because life just takes over. Anyway, I don't want to coach like that. I don't want to live my life like that. And if, living in the now means, if having your ready meal, having your protein pizza, having your bottle of Huel, if that's what you want to do, keeps you on track for your calories, keeps you on track hitting your goals, I'm all right with that. Now, is having, I put a meal up the other day, fish, chips and peas, and you get all the comments. It triggers people. And I tell you why it triggers them, because they're literally like, I would love to eat like that because I'm so miserable the way I eat. But I've been led to believe you can't eat like that and A, have a decent physique, or B, and be healthy. And you can, you can. There's anything. Devil is in the dose. It's overconsumption of things that causes issues. And, Christ, if people think having a few oven chips a large cod, sourdough breaded cod fillet, and half a tin of mushy peas from Aldi's. And a guy yesterday commented, and this is what it drives me bonkers. People's mind, don't drive me bonkers, but it amazes me people's mindsets around eating. This guy literally commented, it might have been on the fish and chip post that I put on, and he's literally commented like, "What a load of his profile picture." He stood there. He looked smashed off his, and he might have been doing it as a joke thing. I don't know, but he didn't see me, right? But he looked absolutely hammered with half a pint in his hand, like, look at all that processed junk you're putting into your body. Like, do people not? I don't know if it's because alcohol's been around for hundreds of years, and it's so, pubs and restaurants, and it's so widely accepted that we just. But do people not realise that alcohol is just pure poison? It's just weakened poison. That's what it is. It's alcohol. You go drink pure alcohol, you'll be dead, right? If you go, alcohol is present in like mouthwash. It's present in turps when you're cleaning your paintbrushes, right? Alcohol is just pure poison. Now, because we drink it in a more weakened form, you're still putting poison into your body. And I don't want anyone to jump on and say, "Oh, here he is, X drink." No, I drink alcohol. I'm fully aware that I'm putting pure poison into my body. But I'm not going to be hypocritical and I will criticize someone if someone's pushing an agenda where it is going to be detrimental long term to someone's health. Just like I don't promote drinking 20 pints every weekend, but I enjoy a couple of beers. These people who do the carnivore diets that are literally saying saturated fats are healthy and diets high in saturated fats are healthy and will give you all the nutrition you need. That is purposeful lying. There's absolutely zero evidence to back that up. Whereas there's lots of evidence to back up that if you have the occasional ready meal that keeps you in your calories and lose weight, you're going to be much healthier than you were at the start of your journey. Likewise, there's loads of evidence that says certain things in moderation aren't going to be detrimental to your health. There we go. Little rant over, I suppose. Hi, James. Good morning, mate. Let me go down. Lauren's in. Good morning. 400 calories per portion. It is a meal replacement. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. And why these like Huel shakes are 400 calories each is because it does have a mix of carbs, protein, fibers in there. It'll have some fats in there as well, I assume. I've never really looked at the bottom of it. It'll also have lots of vitamins, minerals, nutrients. So, and it is to give you everything the body needs, but in a shake, which is obviously, if you're maybe a truck driver or you're someone that works on the road a lot, or you just forgot your lunch. Is it a quick, convenient way? Is it something that, I've got an hour for my dinner and I want to spend that hour in the gym? Again, I've got friends that do that, in fact, the gym I used to go to, Tough Training, they do like different passes, I think, for different companies that are based around them. And I've got friends that go to that work near there, and then, and they'll go, and they've literally got an hour's dinner break. So they'll finish at 12. They're probably at the gym for 12:05. They can do a 40-minute training session, nice intense 40-minute training session. Then they've got sort of 15 minutes to go get showered, changed, and get back to the office. And when they sit at the desk, I've never known a company that probably wouldn't mind, as long as you're working, if you're then scanning a butty or having a little bit of something while you're sat at your desk. But, if you finish your workout while you're sat there drying off after your shower, if you get a bottle of Huel down, and it's like, I get it. I can see the draw for it. I can see the market that they've tapped into, as it were, looking forward to the protein box. Missed it last month. Yeah, I don't do the protein. Do you know what? Next year, I might do the protein boxes in January, because I had a few people message me saying, "Are you not doing the protein boxes?" And I'm kind of like, and I think it's because a lot of people have got rid of all the Christmas snacks and stuff in January, and they're literally sat there going, "I need some snacks." And why I don't do it is because I don't, I release the protein box on the first of each month. And, I like having a break over Christmas like everyone does. So I don't really want to stand there making, 30, 40 protein boxes on New Year's Eve ready to go out like we're going to do today, ready for some of them to go out tomorrow. So there is kind of, that is probably the reason. But then I could just sort of put, just to be aware that your subscription will go through. I also thought as well with January, people are a bit skint after Christmas, so they're going to want to spend on a protein box. So there's an element of that. If I buy the stock, I'm going to sell it. But, I'm sure you guys would be there is a January protein box, but due to Christmas, it will be launched. They'll all be posted off, I don't know, on the 3rd of Jan or the 4th of Jan when I'm back at work rather than the 1st. I could do that. But anyway, they are back this month and they're a belter, right? And I'm not just saying this. There are 3 bars in there that I've never had before. And me and Rachel have tried. We had one last night. It was a belter. So, I think I've absolutely nailed and I always try and do that in February. I always try and do a really, really good box in February because you haven't had one in January and people miss them and so on and so forth. So, if you've not got a protein box, TikTok profile, click on my link tree. I don't know if it actually says order now, but anyway, all the stock's in place and there is going to be limited stock in it for February. And I'll tell you why. If you're subscribed, you've got a box, you're all sorted. Let me just check. Feb 2025 protein box pre-order. I know you guys can't see this on the Facebook group or on the Facebook or the YouTube live, but it is there. So click on that, get it ordered. But part of the prize for winning the December quiz, 3 of you won, place 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the December quiz, and you get February's protein box as one of the prizes. So there's 3 less there. They've gone, and I'm also 2 of my mates or 3 of my friends, 2 or 3, I can't remember what it is, wanted one. Betty, you're not coming in here. Getting hassled by the dog. She wants to go in, but Rachel's trapped her outside. And now Betty's being the thing. A couple of people want them. So there's literally 30 boxes. This month that's going to be. And now a few people have paused or cancelled their subscriptions. Just again, New Year, they might have decided, they might have bought a load of bars and sales. So I think there's going to be, after subscriptions, about 6 spare boxes. Something like that, about 6 spare boxes. So if you want one, if you don't subscribe, be quick, get one. And they are I'm not just saying this, they are an absolute belter. Right, let me scan up. I'm waiting for takeaway to open. So hungry. Oh, what are you having, James? Tell us. I'm starving. I'm absolutely sat here starving this morning. I don't know what to have. I've had the Boss's staple every day this week. Yogurt, fruit, a bit of granola on top, and it's really at the spot. But I've had a big portion. I've the 450 zero fat Greek yogurts. I've smashed one of them in. I've smashed 2 of them in already, and I've not got any yogurt. So I'm going to go and have a bit of breakfast after this. I don't know what to have. I could have cereal. I've not had any cereal this week, and I do like my cereal, but I don't know if it's going to hit the spot. I don't know if I want something a bit more filling. Could have cereal with protein shake as the milk. Might have that. Protein porridge. I've not had it in 2025 yet. I'm going to have protein porridge, and I have got so many calories left this week. I don't know why. My hunger's been absolutely fine. I've well controlled my hunger this week. I've really done well banking calories, and so I've literally banked 2,400 calories. So if I have my full calorie allowance today of 2,600, I've banked 2,400 for the weekend. I've got nothing on this weekend. Rachel's been ill actually. She's had a bit of a cold thing. So she's not sure if she's going yet. She's going to see how she feels tomorrow. But Rachel's meant to be going to Hickory's tomorrow night with some friends. I'm semi-official. One of her friends is pregnant, so she's going to drop her back off afterwards. But I said I'll drop her off there. But yeah, so we've got no plans this weekend at all. I'm doing nothing tomorrow night. Rachel's going out. I think if she goes, they're going at 5 and they're going to have tea there. But I think they're going to. Hickory's is ace. We love it. Um, I love sitting at the. You can sit at the bar at Hickory's and just watch the TV. Because I said, Rachel's like, why don't you drive me there and you just sit at the bar? Because I'm dead jealous she's going. Because I absolutely love the place. And you sit at the bar, get yourself some food, watch the footy on the TV, have a couple of non-alcoholic beers or a mocktail or something like that, and then when I'm done, you can say. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to make my own food at home. So I'm not sitting there like a Billy Doe, mate. Though I do fancy it. So yes, I've got no plans this weekend. So I've banked loads of calories for the weekend and no plans also. It's either going to be a really lean week or I don't know. I'm going to make my own homemade doner. I'm going to do a doner bowl tomorrow. I'll film it. I'll film it for YouTube. I might do it as a recipe sort of thing. Just because, although I'm not actually making my own doner meat, I'm going to use the grill house one from Iceland. So I'm going to do a mixed chicken doner, but I'm going to do it, like a doner bowl. So I'm going to do rice, doner meat, chicken, salad, sauce, protein, flatbread to sort of make little mini kebab sort of thing with it. I can't wait. It's going to be quite calorific. I think it's going to be about 1,100 calories. So it's not going to be a million miles away from a normal kebab, but it's going to be a big portion. Anyway, I'll film it and I'll post it. So I might even film it and put it on as a just a TikTok sort of thing. Well, I'll do it as a recipe for YouTube because some of you guys might fancy a takeaway. You might want to save a little bit of money. You might want to be a little bit, and that's for me. Is having 100 grams of doner meat or 100 grams of chicken shawarma. So it's 200 grams of meat. When you have 200 grams of doner meat, that should be a decent portion. I'm gonna have some rice, like some rice with it. I'm going to have some salad with it, some nice sauce. I don't know what sauce I'm going to make. I'll probably just use a light mayo, maybe a bit of mint in some light mayo. I love doing that. Lighter than light. I don't mind lighter than light mayo from Aldi. Mix a bit of mint sauce to it, maybe a little bit of hot sauce in there as well. And just I don't know. Anyway, leave it with me. If I film it, I'll post it. I'm going to try and make a homemade lasagna Sunday. Never made lasagna before. It's dead simple, Pete. And if you want to make it colour, I know when like a traditional lasagna, you do meat, sauce, pasta, meat. So I do meat, pasta, meat. I do meat, pasta, meat, pasta, meat, pasta. So I do 3 layers of pasta, and then I just make my own bechamel sauce or cheese. Normally a white sauce. I might put a bit of cheese in it. I like cheese slices through it, to be honest with you. You can make it a bit like a nacho cheese. So if you just make a normal, like make a roux with butter and flour. You could use chicken stock. If you want to save calories, instead of using milk to make the white sauce, actually use chicken stock. I can't remember what the official name is as that. And then if you want to, the light cheese slices from Aldi, put just two of them in, and it'll really make it a nice creamy sauce. Put that on, put a bit of mozzarella on, a bit of I love lasagna. Absolutely love one, Pete. Switch from the fuel protein granola to eat natural low sugar granola on yogurt. Incredible. Yeah, you can eat. Look, granola's granola. I would whether you have a low sugar granola or a protein granola or whatever, right? They're all much of a muchness, if I'm being honest with you. One thing I'll never do with granola is eat big, but I'll never have it as a cereal because I just don't think you get bang for your buck. Sometimes feeling full is a mentality thing as well as actual volume going into the body. It's seeing that. Like Rachel loves Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies they're pretty damn good for you. Well, I say pretty damn good for you. I was having this conversation with someone yesterday. Just because something might not be nutrient dense does not mean it's unhealthy. We do have foods that they might not give us loads of nutrition when we eat them, but it's not so black and white. It's not like healthy, unhealthy food. It doesn't quite work like that. So again, Rice Krispies, they're a fast digesting carb. So for some people that do a lot of training, they're good, right? For something like that. But Rice Krispies, yes, they're a carbohydrate, but they don't have much protein, they don't have much fiber. but they also have nothing added to them. So anyone that's worried about additives, preservatives, they're just puffed rice, right? So they don't give you much in terms of nutrition, but they're not detrimental to your health whatsoever. And Rachel loves them because 50 grams of Rice Krispies fills a big bowl, and it just feels like you're getting a lot, right? And sometimes that's part of feeling full. Whereas you put 100 grams of granola into a bowl and you're going to be knocking on 400 plus calories in that. It looks like nothing. And although it might take a bit of a while, I never feel like I'm getting decent volume. So I'll only ever use granola 25 grams sprinkled on some yogurt. And when you're only using 25 grams of granola, it doesn't, I would basically say, eat the granola you want to eat. Because I sprinkle on yogurt, not for anything other than a bit of crunch, a bit of sweetness, a bit of flavour. You know, I bought these, Chris, I bought the Aldi protein granolas just to buy them, just to try them out. They're actually really, really nice. So I'll use them, but I'm not really too finicky about, I buy anyone. I just buy what I like because, again, it's when you're not having massive portions of it, it doesn't really make a massive difference. Right, let me scan down. Can you not make dough meat? I can never find doner meat in the shop. Can you not make doner meat? Yeah, you can make doner. You can make doner meat, right? Doner, but honestly, if you go to Iceland, I don't know if you have Iceland in Ireland, Stefan. I assume you do. Iceland now. Well, I saw this the other day, and I might go and grab it today. The grill house doner meat from Iceland and the shawarma meat chicken shawarma meat is fantastic. My Protein in Iceland do their own. I've just seen they've started doing their own doner meat, so I'm going to go and grab that. Now, how would you make your own doner meat? Well, literally, it's that slicing that's the issue. So with doner meat, it has to be compacted. So you could get lamb. Now, lamb is obviously quite calorific. When I make like a lamb kofta or koftas or something like that, I actually tend to mix lamb because it's 20. You can get 10% fat lamb mince, but it's quite rare. It's normally 20% fat lamb mince. It's normally very fatty. So I'll mix it with like 3% beef mince or 5% pork mince, just to kind of, you still get the flavour of the lamb, but it kind of waters the fat content down. If you're going to make your own doner meat, food processor, lamb, put your pork in or whatever, get all your herbs for it, and you literally want to blend it so it's like a paste, basically, the meat. You really want to dice it up so it kind of goes like, you might put an egg in there or something like that to have a little bit of liquid. And then you want something like a cake tin or a loaf tin and compress it in, right? Cover it in foil, roast it in the oven for maybe, can be on a low heat for an hour or so, then take it out of the tin, right? And then you might either want to slice it like that and crisp it up in the air fryer, or you might want to then put it out the tin, back in the oven so it gets a bit of a char on it. You'll never slice it as thin as like a kebab shop would, but then you can just slice little bits off it. So it is quite straightforward to make your own doner meat. But the grill house doner meat from Iceland is super. It tastes amazing, and it's a treat, We've got the My Protein doner to try tomorrow. Yeah, I might go get it. No, Iceland went bust. We did have. That is rubbish. Do they not have them in? How far are you away from crossing the boat? Going to? I assume they've got Iceland's in Northern Ireland. Go for a day trip, Stefan. I don't know how far. I don't know whereabouts you live compared to going across the border, but our friends live in. One of my best mates, he lives in Belfast. Moved from around here. Met a lovely lady from Belfast and got married, and they've settled down in Belfast. We're going to go actually this year. I need to message him because they've just bought a new house with a spare bedroom, which means it won't cost us a few £100 to stay in a hotel when we don't see him, which is great. And they've actually said, because I've never been to the Republic of Ireland. I've never been. So they literally were, I was messaging them over Christmas. They're like, right, when we get the new house settled, come for 3 nights. And I think the drive from Belfast to Dublin is about 2.5 hours, something like that. And they said, we'll do a little road trip. we'll do a road trip. I said, well, if we do that, I said, I'll drive across. We'll come on the ferry because we've got like a fairly decent sized car. And I said, we'll do a little road trip for a night in Dublin. So anyway, go stock up, buy 30, 40 bags of Dynamite and come back and stick it in your freezer if you've got room. Anyway, I'll drop a recipe in the Facebook community group. It's so much better. Brilliant, Michael. Get it in. Drop it in. Right, let me scan up, see what I've missed, and then I'm going. I'm starving this morning. I am starving this morning. Love the grill house meat. So nice. It's really, really good, isn't it? How did you make your sweet potato wedges? Dead easy. Well, I call them sweet potato fries or wedges. Dead easy. The thing I always find with sweet potato is they never crisp up. They never crisp up. Unless you deep fry sweet potato, you can't get it crispy. Potatoes you can, white potatoes you can. Sweet potatoes always tend to be a little bit soggy. Now, I do them in a couple of different ways sometimes. So I do them the same as my air fried chips. So chop your sweet potato into chips. Now, I always microwave my white potatoes for 5 or 6 minutes. It slightly softens them up, so you get that little fluffy texture inside. It also heats them up, so when you put just a teaspoon of oil on, that oil goes really, is it translucent or viscous or whatever? It goes very, very loose. Anyway, so you can coat all your chips in just a teaspoon of oil, bit of salt, whack in the air fryer. With sweet potato, they go super soft, so microwave them 3 minutes, maybe 4, depending on how many you're doing. So don't microwave them anywhere near as much as white potato. Same thing, oil, teaspoon of oil, little bit of salt, run it through so they're fully coated in the oil. And then if you want to add a bit of crunch or a bit of texture, sprinkle in a little bit of potato starch or a little bit of polenta. Polenta works really good. Not cooked polenta, obviously dry. Is it polenta that you use? Is it polenta that I use when I'm making my pizza bases? I want to say semolina. Both might work. I think it is polenta. No, is it polenta or is it semolina? What do I use? It might be anyway, sprinkle some of that in, and again, run it through the potato, and that'll add a bit of a crunch to the crust. You don't have to do that. I didn't do that yesterday when I made my sweet potato chips. And then literally air fryer 200, 10 minutes, give them a good shake, give them 5 minutes, give them a good shake. If you want to do them a few, just see how you want them to how far you want to take them to the coating on them. Big tip with your air fryer when making chips, don't overload. Don't overload. I see so many people that put like especially if you've got a Ninja, right? Because Ninja's air fryer is cooked from the top. So the heat part is at the top, and the whole point is that heat's meant to come down and then it circulates around the food. It doesn't really work like that. They're just a mini oven where the heat comes from the top. So when you have a fan oven, the heat comes from the back and then the fan circulates the heat. That's all an air fryer is, but the heat comes from the top. But what you tend to find is if you overload it with chips, the chips will be absolutely cremated on top, right? And they'll be raw at the bottom. So if I did yesterday 550 grams of air fried sweet potato fries, and I basically did both drawers of the air fryer and split them between, so 275 on, 275 on the other, and you'll tend to be all right if that makes sense. Lisa's in. Morning crew was on my own over on Facebook. Oh, you were on Facebook. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, I've just seen that. There are quite a few people. I don't think there's many on Facebook. Not on Facebook. 6 on YouTube. Yeah, I've sort of noticed that from doing these restream, like dual streams, as it were. Yeah, I've noticed to get a lot of people watching on YouTube. But I get it. I like YouTube. Like I sit here, I've got my telly up on the wall there. I just watch it. I just like watch the overlap or different things on YouTube. Because I've not got an aerial in here. I might get a Sky multi-room box to plug. I've got one in spare room actually. I might move that in here so I can get my Sky in here. But I don't need it. I just, like I say, it's just a bit of a TV. I can watch iPlayer, so I can watch Match of the Day if I want to. I can watch like bits of YouTube and stuff like that. Do you have a farm foods near you? I do have a farm foods. Again, it's somewhere I never really go. I never really go. Our farm foods is next to the range. The range has Iceland in it. So it's somewhere I never really tend to go. What's in farm foods, Michael P? Let me know. Dommy's in. Morning, Neil. Morning, everyone. Morning, mate. Hope you're all good. Morning, Neil. Morning, everyone. Morning, Danny. Danny's in as well. Excuse me. Right, I'm scanning down. I'm counting down time. If you're going to Dublin, please let me know. I will do, mate. Yeah, if you want to come and say hello, so we do an Irish meet. I've not got loads of Republic of Ireland clients, but I've got a few. I think I've got, in terms of one-to-one planning community, I think there's about 7 or 8 of you guys from the ROI. About a 2-hour drive at least. I can get the train though. Yeah, get up to go and get yourself some autonomy. Right, let me scan down and see what's going on. Yeah, I'm down here. I am absolutely. Marvin. I've been in here since 10 to 7 this morning. 5 to 7. Got a good hour and a half's worth of check-ins done. I'm going to, after this live, go and have a half-hour break. I'm going to go have a bit of breakfast and have a little break. And then I'm going to come back in the office at 10, crack on with check-ins 10 till 11. Then I need to do a tip run. Then I'm going to go to the gym and train. Then I've got to go to Asda to pick some bits up that I ordered from George. Then I've got to, Rachel then wants to go to Tesco because, why does she want to go to Tesco? It's something to do with something she's seen on Reels. Is it cream soda Pepsi or something that someone put on yesterday? I don't know. I don't chance to go and try that. And I might nip to Iceland to get some of that my protein Donomy. Anyway, currently having scrambled egg toast and smoked salmon. Sounds delicious. I'm not a massive. Stuart, I like smoked salmon grilled. I know it sounds daft, but I do. I love it. It goes like bacon. I like it crisped up. I'm not a fan of it raw. I don't mind it. I'll eat it. I'll eat anything. I'm not really a fussy eater. That might surprise you. I like. I like smoked salmon. Just pan fry it slightly. Good non-stick pan. You don't need any oil in it. Pan fry it slightly. Or stick it in the air fryer. Absolutely love it. Anyway, let me scan now. See if I don't think I've missed anything. Just got a fire stick. Oh, Stefan's got himself a fire stick. Very, very nice. Neil, drop me an inbox for TV box. I just don't advertise this on lives. I'm all right for channels in my gym. All right? I just don't advertise it because especially with the YouTube, Facebook, they're recorded. I'm okay. Don't you worry. Anyway, I just leave mine in cold water things. Yeah, if you're gonna, obviously, when you sweet potatoes are kind of the same. They're not quite as starchy as white potatoes. Again, for crisping, wash your potatoes. So if you slice up white potatoes, put them in a bowl, put cold water in, it'll go very cloudy. That's the starch. So you want to wash your potatoes until they go clear, right? Until the water's clear. But microwaving them first makes them a bit fluffier. And like I say, heating them up means when you put that little drizzle of oil, a teaspoon of oil for 2 portions of chips, right? And that oil, as soon as it hits the hot potato, oil. Does anyone ever do that with a pan? So yesterday, I measured out 2 teaspoons of oil in a pan to do the gammon. While the pan's cold, I coat the whole pan in the oil, and then I put it on to heat. When it heated up, I then pour out excess oil because it only needs a coating. Right, I'll pour it out. I'll pour the excess oil out. Maybe I should pour it back into the bottle to say that I don't. I literally pour it down the sink, or into the bin. But yeah, I pour it out because once oil goes hot, it coats so much more. So that's the theory behind it. Again, another theory behind putting the potatoes in the microwave. I messed up yesterday. Ate loads at work. You've not messed up. What can I do to recover? You've not messed up. Just be accountable. Make sure you're tracking it, right? Try and rein it in a little bit over today, tomorrow, and Sunday. this is the beauty of the way I coach weight loss. You can't really mess up. You've got to work bloody hard to mess up. So, first of all, you have you have deficit calories, right? If you're sticking to a calorie deficit, you should know what your maintenance is. So it's only when this is where a lot of people go wrong with fat loss. They literally think, right, I'm going to eat 1,200 calories a day to lose weight. If I go above that, I'm getting fatter. I have to eat that to lose weight. And it's like, it doesn't work like that. There's a big buffer zone. So I eat 2,600 calories a day on average, which is about 18,000 calories a week. That's for weight loss. I burn 3,400 calories a day, right? That is my maintenance calories. And this zone here is my deficit. So it's about 800 calories a day, which is, it's knocking on 5,000 to 6,000 calories over a week. This is my zone. Now, if I eat 18,000 calories in a week, which is what I set myself, right, I'm in what I call my ideal deficit. And I'll probably lose 1.5 pounds a week. That's kind of the deficit I put myself in. So I burn a lot of calories, I can be in a bigger deficit. If I ate 3,000 calories a day, right, I'd still be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. I'd still lose 1 pound. So for me to class as mess up a week, I would have to go above here, right? So I burn about 24,000 calories a week. For me to gain any little bit of fat, this is 1 pound of fat, right? So I eat 18,000 calories in a week. For me to gain to gain one of this back, I would have to eat 10,000 calories more than what I'm normally sticking to. So I'm at 18,000 calories a week. My burn is 24,000 a week, right? I would have to eat 27,500 just to gain one of these. So if you're trying to stick to 1,600 calories a day, what is your maintenance? Where are you at? What sort of deficit are you in? Right? You might be sat there going, I ate loads yesterday. Eating loads yesterday, did that take you into unable to verify? Verify me, TikTok. Thank you. Right? If you ate loads yesterday at work, yes, you might have gone above. So I'm trying to stick to 2,600 calories, right, a day on average. This week I've been doing 2,100 a day to bank for the weekend. If I was trying to stick to the same amount of calories or whatever every day, and one day I ate 3,200 instead of 2,600, I'm still in a 200 calorie deficit. So I'll have to go check on TDE. Not sure my maintenance. Don't check on TDE. Come join my community. If anyone wants to know what their metabolism calories are, their maintenance calories are, and the deficit calories you should be eating, come join my community. It's £5 for your first month using code WELCOME, and you will get a full calorie breakdown. You can go to TikTok profile, onto my Facebook page, onto my YouTube page. My link tree is available on all my platforms, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, whatever. It's on everywhere, right? Click on that. Come join the community. Use code WELCOME. Use code WELCOME at sign up, and it's £5, and you'll get a full calorie breakdown from me. And that's when you know. And you can only say you've messed up if you go above your maintenance calories for a week, not for a day, for a week, right? And never beat yourself up. Just if you have a week where, for example, my maintenance is 24,000 calories, and if in a week I end up having 26,000 calories, I'll ask why. Why did I have so? Was it just, well, you had 3 birthdays on that week, mates, this, that, and the other, or, do you know what? You've been really on it for 8-10 weeks. You're just ready for a little weight loss break. When we have weight loss breaks, they should be planned in. When we go above our maintenance, if there's ever a point where we go, and we will go above our maintenance every now and then, it should be planned in. really, if we're going to go above our ideal deficit by a decent amount, it should kind of be planned in, because it makes you, if you plan it in and you do it, you're like, it was planned. It is what it is, right? But never beat yourself up. If you have a higher calorie day, just look at it over a week, look at calories over a week, add it all up. Where are you compared to your maintenance? The closer you get to the maintenance, yes, the less body fat you'll lose. But if you're under your mate, you'll lose some body fat. Some weeks you might lose more than a pound. Other weeks you might lose half a pound. Some weeks you might just lose this little smidgy bit at the end. Some weeks you might lose 2 of these for whatever reason. You might be like, yeah, my appetite was low, or I was a bit ill, or this, that, and the other, you know. So anyway, pound of fat's no need to the office. NHS say 1600. You gave me 2000. Meet in the middle, 1800. No, if I've given you 2000, eat 2000. Right? Don't meet in the middle. NHS is rubbish. It's an online calorie calculator. It doesn't take into circumstance, right? If it's an online calorie calculator or if it's someone at NHS. If I've given you your calories, I've given you for a reason. I don't pluck numbers out of thin air, right? So if I've given you 2,000 calories, eat 2,000 calories, right? It's not just about, you know, I put people into healthy, sustainable calorie allowances where they've got a little bit of food freedom, where they're going to be able to stick to their calories a lot more consistently, right? So yeah, if you're putting your trust into me, trust me as a weight loss coach. If you don't trust me as a weight loss coach, don't put your trust into me. Don't come on board. And I mean that sincerely, right? So if you're like, well, TDE gave me 1,400, NHS gave me 1,600, Neil gave me 2,000, I'll meet in the middle somewhere. No, right? You're not working with a computer program. You're not working with someone that's just generically churning numbers out. You're working with someone that's got more experience with weight loss than 95% of people on TikTok. And I mean that, since TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and it just gets better and better, you know. I've been on my own journey 11 years. I've lost 250 pounds. I've worked as a personal trainer since 2018. And I've been an online weight loss coach since 2021. Since being an online weight loss coach, I need to run these numbers through again, but I keep a running tally. And we're somewhere coming up to, in the last 4 years, my clients combined have lost nearly 14,000 pounds in body fat. That's not through luck or giving people random numbers. It's because I set calorie allowances and I coach and give people the approach to weight loss that they're able to stick to. Not for a week, not for a month, not for 2 months, not for 6 months, from when they started with me. Some of my clients have been with me 4 years, some of my clients have been with me 3 months, right? So if I've given you calories, you do what you want. You do what you want. But if I've given you calories, I've given you those calories for a reason and eat them, yeah? Right, let me... scan down, see what I'm missing. Look at that, we've gone 7 minutes over, and I'm sat here, I'm Marvin. I'm off, I'm going. Right, I'll be back tomorrow morning, guys. 8, it'll be actually a little bit earlier, because I've got that new spin system in. I'm going to go into the class a bit earlier tomorrow. So we will be aiming for tomorrow's live on the car park, at the gym, just on TikTok. It won't be on Facebook, YouTube, I'm afraid. At 7:45 a.m. So TikTok, it has been an absolute pleasure, and I will see you hopefully, if you're free and up bright and breezy for a Saturday, at 7:45 a.m. in the morning. Have a great Friday. And to you lovely people over on Facebook and YouTube, I'll be back Monday morning. So live should be a bit back to normal next week. Monday morning, Monday night, Thursday morning, Thursday night for the Facebook, YouTube dual streams. If you don't follow me on TikTok and you're not going to come into my live tomorrow, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday.